So yesterday, Kevin Feige stated that it is impossible for the X-Men and the Avengers to have a crossover. But is it really? Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's telling a lie to put us all off, to make us stop speculating whether or not Fox and Marvel are in some sort of an agreement. Maybe they're saving the announcement to some way down the line. Maybe in the next 2 years or so that they're going to announce an Avengers X-Men crossover titled Avengers versus X-Men, just like the famous comic book storyline. Who knows at this point? But if X-Men were to in fact join the Avengers in some sort of crossover, how would they do it? There are a few possibilities. There are a few ways that this could actually happen. Number one, they could just reboot the X-Men. Like, once this current X-Men is done, once they're no longer making any more X-Men movies from this timeline, from this universe, then that's done. Fox could go the Sony route and share the rights with Marvel, where the X-Men have always been in the universe. We just haven't heard of them as of yet. They just haven't come out. They haven't come out of their shells. They've always been hiding. They have always been hiding their mutant powers. That is one way they can do it. Or if they don't reboot their timeline, if they don't reboot the current X-Men movies, then another way they can do it is simply through Doctor Strange. And how is this possible? If you watch Doctor Strange, you will know that he can travel through different dimensions. He can open portals like this. So if we were to go with the second option, when Doctor Strange inevitably joins the Avengers in an Avengers movie, he can open a portal which sends the Avengers into an alternate reality, into an alternate world, and that alternate world just so happens to be the X-Men world, the X-Men timeline, where we meet Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, etc, etc. That is how I feel a crossover could work if it actually did happen. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Let's talk about the story for a second. So I think that if an X-Men and an Avengers crossover does indeed happen, I think it will be titled Avengers vs. X-Men, like I said at the start of this video. I think they will do the Avengers X-Men storyline. I think anyway. They won't do everything that happened in that storyline. They will change it. Much like Civil War, where the comic book and the movies were substantially different. It was just the same by name, and it was just like the same concept, Captain America versus Iron Man. So now let's go on to the topic of who would actually be on each side, X-Men and Avengers. So we all know that if this crossover was to actually happen, definitely won't happen in phase 3, so it will happen anytime after 2020, because the slate for Marvel right now is so full. There's no way, there's no room for an X-Men crossover. So definitely phase 4 or beyond. Phase 5, we don't know. So that means the likes of Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, they'll be gone by then. Maybe Iron Man might stick around, maybe, and maybe Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. Those are the only two I could see maybe sticking around, but even then I'm not holding my breath. So who would be in the Avengers lineup for phase 4, phase 5? So we got Doctor Strange, definitely Doctor Strange. Captain Marvel, definitely Captain Marvel. Black Panther, definitely Black Panther. Spider-Man, I would say Spider-Man, depending on if he is still in the Sony deal, but I think he will be by the end of phase 4. I think he will still be in the MCU by the end of phase 4. So that's 4 right now. 5, Ant-Man. 5 would definitely be Ant-Man. 6, maybe the Wasp. Those are the 6 Avengers I would think would be on the Avengers side if they do an Avengers X-Men crossover. So what about the X-Men? Deadpool's out of the question because Deadpool or Marvel, they are definitely no. If it was the Netflix, Deadpool, yes, Deadpool's rated R, and the Netflix, they're basically Marvel's rated R, but the movies are definitely not rated R, so Deadpool is definitely out of the question. So who else will be on the X-Men side? They have to have Magneto. Even though he's not an X-Men, he's still a mutant. So Magneto, they definitely have to have him in some way, shape or form. I don't know, but Magneto definitely has to play some role. Mystique, because she's basically the face of the X-Men movies, basically Jennifer Lawrence's X-Men, but by then I definitely think Jennifer Lawrence would have retired the Mystique role, but we don't know. We just have to wait and see. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine would definitely be, you know, long gone, because Logan is his last movie, which is coming out next year. So 2020 and beyond, Definitely, unless if they recast Logan, unless if they recast Wolverine, I don't see Logan appearing in this crossover, but it'll be cool to see Wolverine interact with the likes of the Avengers. So with the X-Men, it's much harder to say because you don't know where they stand, you don't know the current roster, you don't know what they plan to do with the mutants. But I think people like Storm, Jean Grey, and Cyclops, I think they will definitely have some role in this crossover if it does happen. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Share your thoughts down below in the comments. Share this video with your friends, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.